Well, let me tell you, when it rains, it pours. You know, we're trying to make everything better here. The 750 and the 3000 are doing great with the new modifications to it. But you know what? There's yet another flood. Now, when I say flood, this wasn't due to a fish tank. This is you know, a domino effect. We just had a torrential downpour. This is the most rain I've seen in a short period of time. And we came out here, I was looking out this door, and it was like a waterfall coming off of this white tarp. And then the amount of water coming off the house and down this driveway, this 4-foot trench drain could not keep up. There was about 8 inches of standing water right there. So which that means it rushed the threshold here and came flooding into the fish room. I've been cleaning water up this whole time. And you know, with that much water, there's bound to be some sort of casualty. Well, the power pack to my pump on the 2200 got splashed with water. So now I guess it's time to do some modifications to the 2200. I didn't plan on doing it today. But you see when the power pack goes out, you see how far the 2200 drains down. Well, what I'm going to do now to save me some trouble in the future, well, for one, I'm going to go ahead and take all the inlets and I'm going to put a riser on them so they actually come up. So if it ever back siphons again, it'll only come to the top of the tank where the bottom of the overflow meets, and it'll never overflow our sump because we have a 200-gallon or 300-gallon sump under here. It's 4 by 4 by 30, this big white, you know, fiberglass sump, and it powers this whole tank. So with this being said, this was my last Jabo pump, and I already had 3 fry out on me, so I knew it was a matter of time. So now we're gonna go ahead and up the size of the pump onto this 2200. So we'll actually have more flow going through this tank. The sock table will work better underneath the tank, but now I'm gonna have to get in here and do a little modifications to it. So I already cut the pieces of PVC I need to basically put an elbow on and a riser right there. This one is actually just a flexible pipe, but the other ones are just straight PVC. I'm gonna do an angle up and basically point them towards the front corner of the tank. So basically you're going to have returns in each corner with overflows in each center. So now the water's going to come out, circle around, and do big circles in each corner of the tank. It should be better now, but this wasn't something we were planning on doing. But nonetheless, we're here, we're doing it. It's all for the love of fish. All right, so you see how I got this little extension pipe and a riser up, so if it back flushes, it'll then suck air and stop up there instead of draining this tank down about 6 inches. That one is closed off beneath. Same thing I did in that back corner, and this one here had one of those double spines, so I just put it on there and angled them up towards the top of the tank. Right now, them pipes are not being used. I have the valve shut off. And I have a temporary soft hose coming up, which is actually coming in that back corner right there. And this pump was stronger than the one that I had on there originally. So now you can see with the way we had the overflows adjusted, we had this tape on there, so the water would just rise up and it would be right underneath this piece of wood. So now with the more water coming through, I got to go and take some of that tape off to lower this water level, so we can stop this from happening, and there will be an air gap at the top of the tank again. So I'm gonna hop in there and do that real quick, but the fish are definitely loving the more water going through this tank, and we just want to keep on doing what we can to improve each system where we can. Okay, so I removed the stuff I had on the overflow right here, so now it is draining down perfectly. The water level's still up above, but there is a big air gap, as you can see right there, above the water, so things like the gar and everything can go ahead and get air, and the overflows are running great. So this is you know, problem behind us. Now this tank will 100% go way cleaner than it was. I'm already seeing a difference on it. One thing I have to do is get beneath here and fix bits and pieces of the sock table that's underneath the tank. So looking forward, now that that's behind us, I want to do some modifications to this tank here. As you can see, you guys can walk up and see the water level. So I actually want to drain this down, dry it off, and add a little bit of Gorilla Tape onto this overflow to bring it up some, just so we don't see that ugly line in there. Of course, while I'm in there, we'll go ahead and clean the tank. And we're gonna move some fish around. There's some stuff coming out of here. There's some stuff coming out of the 750. This whole tank here, this is a whole different story, but real big project coming up real soon. The bottom of this stand is starting to fall apart, and we can see this back corner is getting the worst of it. New leaks are coming up on the tank. So what we're gonna have to do is drain the tank, remove all the fish, take the gravel out. We then have to basically one of two things. Either drop this tank down to the floor, or we go ahead and flip it up, replace the wood, and build a new stand for it. But our idea was, we're gonna go ahead and move this tank. We might as well move it out to the pond room where we wanted it for the end game. Then it'll open up this area for a new tank. So if you guys look out here, I know the diehards will remember, but we wanted to have that tank against that wall. It'll probably cover that section of the pond right there. It's a 12-foot tank, so it'll probably cover about that much right there. So it'll definitely look nice over there. You'll still get to have, you know, the touch tank capabilities, and then you could also put, you know, plants all the way around the rim and sort of conceal the tank. And of course, once this tank is set up and going, all of that stuff will be all gone. I've been trying to help my dad get rid of most of it, and we want to go ahead and open this room up so it could be a showroom once again. While I'm here, let's give a little update on Miss Prego back here. You guys can see her back is developing just a little bit more. You can see them little lumps on her back, and they are super wide, so that's what tells me babies as opposed to just a full tummy. But she is growing, and right now it's super lopsided, all on the right side. Look at that. That is not like a normal stomach. That is babies. Look at that hump. Sorry about the dirty glass, but from on top, it is hard to see. You can only see it from a side view. But we got a few more things to talk about here. All right, while we're here, we got some fish going home. We got this redtail. He's probably a little over 2 foot. And we've got a gibiceps pleco here, a chocolate pleco, and then a gold spot back there. They're all pretty good, nice size. I'd say, you know, probably 14-inch on this guy. That guy's a little closer, 16 to 18, depending on how long his fins go back there. And that guy, probably like a 13-inch or so, maybe 12. But definitely getting some nice fish, and they're going to a 500-gallon pond. And also leaving, we got a couple Jack Dempseys in here. He's going to go ahead and take them home as well. And with all this going on, you know, I always try and give you guys updates and little insights on what's going on. If you guys watched the video of my dad's, you guys seen some stuff was moved. So this area is being moved out. That means a bunch of this stuff is being opened up, making room for, look at that, this whole aisle's cleaned up. This Dwight Howard tank can finally start being moved to where I need it to move to. So first step is getting all these pumps out from underneath the stand, stacking them nice and neatly on the pallet racks in a nice spot. That we got to go back and clean these all up because we just tore these shelves apart for the community fundraiser. So now I'm going to be able to jack this tank up and basically roll it all the way down this aisle and roll it directly into place right over there. Then that means that 1,000-gallon out front would be able to come into this room and get set up relatively soon. Now I'm not saying soon as in a couple weeks, I'm saying soon before the snow hits. You can see they vacuumed out and got this all cleaned up through there, looking nice. All this stuff is for the saltwater tank, so once this stone goes in, we'll have all this cleared out. This tank will be coming down. So this will all be, you know, not have to be worried about. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay fishy, my friends.